Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Jan Moses back here with another edition of the Salary Cap Report. Going to be reviewing salary changes for Tuesday, February the 4th. Going to also be checking out this new locked-in set to see if any of the players added today in this Tuesday promo are going to potentially be worth adding to your salary cap lineups. And then we're going to wrap up this video with a pack opening like we usually do. But I do think the packs that we're opening up today are going to be relatively heavy hitting, and that's because we just hit level 34. And because I have the premium pass, that means we're going to have 2 pink diamonds being added to our collection today. At least hopefully. You know, I'm always worried about getting duplicates, but you never know with 2K. You can see we have that door mini game for hitting level 34 with the basic pass, and then the premium pass gives us that 95 plus overall premium option pack, which is pretty cool. So hopefully we get something usable out of one of those two. You know, I'm done asking for the Dr. J's and Victor Wembanyama's of the world. I just want a pink diamond that is pretty good or decent even, that I could take into salary cap, because we'll get into all the salaries for at least my players in a second, but you'll see why I want to add more players to my collection in a bit. And speaking of players that we could be adding to our collection, let's take a look at these 3 diamonds right here that we're getting in this locked-in set today. Because in case you haven't been engaging with the Tuesday content, which I don't blame you if you haven't been, it really does feel like this whole season 2K is dedicating these Tuesday promos to just kind of be placeholders. You're getting these players for this locked-in event card that you can then turn into a dark matter if you get the other Tuesday collection complete event cards, I guess, if you want to call them that. I still think this is an awful idea, but you know, 2K is going to run with it for the whole season, so I'm not going to complain about it anymore. I do want to touch on a couple of these players right here, and I will say off the top, the pink diamonds don't interest me in this set because I'm not really excited about any of these cards. I mean, maybe Dennis Johnson, just because I love defense in general whenever it comes to playing my team, especially in a 5v5 game mode like salary cap. And Dennis Johnson has always been pretty good to me in previous my teams, outside of his jumper being a little janky. But we can't get Dennis Johnson for free, and so I'm not going to touch on him. I am going to talk about these 3 cards right here, and I also want to say, before I tell you guys which card I'm leaning towards picking, that I'm not the animation guy. I don't know what jump shots are good, what jump shots are bad. Like, I know Derek McKee, who right now is my favorite of the cards that we can get from completing the agendas today. He has default swing as his lower and upper, so I don't know if that's bad or not. I know Albert King, who I have, the Amethyst card that I think we got from Stealth Mode a while ago, he has default swing upper, and I was okay with his jumper, but we're going to have to see what this card's jump shot looks like. Hopefully some content creators will do gameplays on these cards, or at least give us their feedback, because again, when it comes to touching on player animations, I'm just not very knowledgeable, and so I don't want to tell you guys that you guys should definitely go and get a card without knowing what their animations will look like on the court for you. But Derek McKee, what I can tell you, he's going to provide you a lot of defense and I think a lot of length. 6'10", and can play small forward. Only being 205 pounds at 6'10" is kind of scary. But then again, I was being told on Twitter that Luka Doncic being 270 pounds at 6'7" isn't even that bad. So I guess if Luka being 6'7" and being 270 isn't that bad, then maybe Derek McKee being 205 pounds at 6'10" is a problem. Maybe it is. What's his strength? I'm actually curious. Yeah, I mean, I guess sub 80 strength does make sense when you're 205 pounds at 6'10". But this card, ratings wise, looks totally fine. I mean, 84 3, 84 midi. I think this is a card you get if you like a guy that's going to be primarily a really good defensive wing that you can put as your point of attack defender. And if his jump shot is good, an 84 3-pointer is definitely makeable. But then you look at the badges, and the badges are where I get excited. Hall of Fame Challenger, Off-Ball Pest, Glove, Immovable Enforcer, and On-Ball Menace are all really good defensive badges to have on Hall of Fame. And then I personally like the fact, as someone that runs plays and runs a lot of freelances with off ball motion, I love that he has gold slippery off ball and then gold set shot specialist. Um, it's also kind of interesting that he has lightning launch. I'm just now seeing that. But yeah, this card to me so far is the most interesting. Chandler Parsons, I'm not sure what his jumper is like this year, but I remember in years past people would complain that his jumper is pretty terrible. And I think we actually got the Chandler Parsons card before. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I remember seeing a Chandler Parsons card, and I believe it was this year. And I remember seeing that his speed was like abysmally low, or that his defense was abysmally abysmal. But this card doesn't look too terrible, defensively or athletically. So obviously, it's going to come down to his jump shot for me. I'm kind of shocked that his shooting attributes are pretty low. I thought he would at least have a 3-pointer or a mid-range above a 90, but the fact that they're 88 and 87 respectively is a little shocking. And then badge-wise, he's pretty light in that regard. Only 4 Hall of Fame badges. They are pretty good shooting badges, don't get me wrong. And I do like that he comes with gold pick dodger and challenger stock, but this is a card where, I mean, basically like all these cards right here, if any of them have an absolutely butter jump shot, you're going to probably want to take them. Antonio McDyess, the reason why, and maybe this is not a good reason to be critical of this card, but the reason why I'm not too excited about Antonio McDyess is because I've seen a number of people get him out of the Diamond Hidden Gems packs, and I do feel like 2K has skewed the odds of these RNG packs to give you better odds of getting the cards that are least desirable. I just feel like this card being 6'9" and he can't play small forward, he does have some solid badges, but I just feel like he's pretty undersized. A 73-pointer means, at least to me, if that jumper isn't really smooth, you're going to really struggle to shoot with this card. But if you can shoot with him, then I do think he's going to be worth considering, because he looks really well-rounded otherwise. He's pretty fast for a power forward, at least in my opinion, 87 speed. I just wish he was a little bit taller. 6'9", I think, really hurts this card, and that's why, to me, if I had to guess, if Chandler Parsons' jumper is decent, I'd probably go Derek McKee 1 in terms of rankings of how I'd go with it. Derek McKee 1, Chandler Parsons 2, and Antonio McDyess 3. If Antonio McDyess was small forward eligible, I'd be much more interested in that card. But it is what it is. I'm curious to see what those agendas are going to look like. Again, we should be getting them. I'm recording this video right now. It's 9:52 a.m. Eastern time. So we do have some time, about an hour or so, to go until the agendas drop. And we're obviously not going to be recording this video until the agendas drop. But we will spend another couple minutes looking at our players' salary changes. You can see right here that both of my teams that I have currently are above the salary cap, even though the 2 highest salary players haven't seen their salaries adjusted. Dyson Daniels obviously is not going to ever go down from 5K. He's just too damn good. But Anthony Davis is still at 8K salary, and I want to take a look at some of the other opals. We can do that right now, actually, to see if any of them went down. The one Galaxy opal I did check today, actually that's a lie, I did check 2 of them, or 3 of them. I checked T-Mac. T-Mac, I think, was at 8,500. He's now at 10K. Yi Jianlian is 8,500, and then Galaxy Opal Yao Ming is also still at 8,500, which is pretty crazy that Yao Ming is less salary than Victor Wembanyama, although I've not checked Victor Wembanyama's salary yet for the day. Giannis is at 10K. Let's see, LeBron James also at 10K. It does feel like 2K, I don't want to say that they're getting lazy, because I'm not saying that 2K has to change some of these Galaxy Opal salaries. But it does look like a lot of these players that we've been checking their salaries, over the previous week or so, we've not seen their salaries be adjusted at all. Let's take a look at Mic Drop real quick, because Brunson was at 8K up until Saturday, and he's still at 10K now. So I wonder if 2K is just not gonna update Galaxy Opal salaries all that frequently. Let's take a look. See, has Dr. J budged from 8K? Nope. Dr. J still 8K. LeBron also still 8K, which I'm not mad at any of those. But I do kind of wish that 2K would modify some of these players' salaries. Because when you look at, if you look at my current lineup, right, you'll say, oh, well, why are you complaining, Jan? Jaime, who is at 3K last week and then hit 2K on Saturday, is now 2,500. So I do like that they are changing his salary around a good amount. That tells me that he's being used a lot in salary cap. Or I feel like what that tells me actually is that 2K has his salary in a good range, because when he's at 2K salary, people use him quite a bit. When he's at 3K salary, people don't use him all that much. And so now they're right in the middle at 2,500. I'm going to try to use him because I still like Jaime Jaquez Jr. a lot in this game. Not in real life because he injured Julius Randle. Hashtag never forget. Reed Shepard, who I finally started getting into a groove with over the last few days, has unfortunately gone up from 1,200 to 2,000 salary. And to me, as much as I like using Reed Shepard, 2,000 salary kind of kills the card for me, because I would personally rather run Mario Chalmers and then save 800 salary, because Mario Chalmers is still at 1,200, which, yes, I know technically I'm downgrading from an Amethyst to a Ruby, but it is a tactical downgrade because Mario Chalmers is just so damn good and has so many gold badges. I mean, he has more gold badges than Reed Shepard, and yes, I know Reed Shepard has Hall of Fame limitless range, but Mario Chalmers is just that damn good, and he's only an inch shorter. So we'll probably make that change with this lineup. Kawhi Leonard also, to no surprise, at least to me, has gone up from 1,200 to 2,000 salary. But this is a card that, because he's at 2,000, I'm almost definitely not going to run him now, because I don't have my Kawhi Leonard badged out. And yes, he does have nice Hall of Fame badges as an Amethyst, but I don't like that he only has 4 gold badges. And I feel like, you know, he's not the fastest card either. At 2,000 salary, does it make more sense to bring in a card like Toumani Camara, who is at 800 salary? I thought he was at 1,200 on Saturday. I feel like Toumani Camara makes infinitely more sense to me than Kawhi Leonard, especially when you consider the fact that he has 3 times the number of gold badges and 5 times the number of silver, compared to Kawhi Leonard. And I think they both have 84 speed. Yes, they both do. Yeah, I just think these NBA Storylines cards are so valuable. I think that's this set, the NBA Storylines set, has provided the most value for salary cap out of any set this year, which is why it's kind of frustrating that 2K hasn't given us more opportunities to get their cards. I mean, the NBA Storylines deluxe packs that we see on breakout boards are fine, but you know, it's kind of like with the Antonio McDyess Hidden Gems Diamond argument. I feel like 2K has skewed the odds to limit the number of Zach Edey's that are coming out, Alexander Sars that are coming out, and stuff like that. Scottie Pippen is also at 1,200. Let's go down the list. I want to show you guys a couple of the Pink Diamonds and Galaxy Opals, because I want you guys to see where I'm a little frustrated when it comes to 2K and what I'm calling their laziness. A lot of these player salaries have not been changed at all. Like Franz still at 6,300, Chauncey Billups still at 6,300, Draymond Green still at 7,500. I guess Cliff Hagan going down to 5K. I guess that's somewhat notable for me, but I don't know if I'm going to bring him into salary cap. He's still a 6'4" shooting guard, for crying out loud. Brad Miller, I don't know if he was above 5K. I'm fairly confident he was at 5K before. Now we get to the Diamonds. Kwame Brown, I think he was at 5K on Saturday. He's still at 5K. Jeff Green still at 5K. Rui Hachimura might have gone up to 3,100. I think Chuck Person as well. Bill Laimbeer, I didn't get a touch on Bill Laimbeer. I added him from my option pack that I had sitting in my unopened packs for a while. He's a fun card to use. I just wish I would be a little better with his jumper. But his jumper is definitely slow, and I struggled with that quite a bit. But defensively, he held his own against a Wembanyama user that I played against. So Bill Laimbeer might be a card that we consider throwing into our lineup, especially because he's still at 2,000 salary. Andrew Wiggins has been at 47 salary for what feels like the entirety of Season 4, which is not fun. I don't like that at all. Glenn Robinson, I think, is still 3,800, and he's been like that for a minute. Josh Hart, one of the cards that I'm really frustrated about, because yes, I'm a Knicks fan, and yes, I want to run him, but he's a 6'4" small forward. Why is his salary 4,700? It makes no sense to me. KCP is down to 2K. I think he hit 2K on Saturday, so that's a card that I think I might consider running as well, because I do like his jump shot. Michael Carter-Williams, in case you guys missed it, I added him, I think, in one of my more recent videos on this channel, and the argument for him is, at least for me, is I think this card's jumper is really good, and I like his ratings. If you can give him some badges, and then if you can have some patience, I think this card could hit 2,500 salary in a couple of weeks, and then that'll make him, I think, really viable. You know, especially if you're like me and you want to run a card like a Dyson Daniels. I think it's easier to run a card like Michael Carter-Williams, who's like 1 inch shorter at 6'6", but is going to potentially cost half the salary of a Dyson Daniels. But yeah, a lot of these cards, the exact same salary. Another card that I'm sure a lot of you guys might be frustrated over seeing his salary being the exact same for the previous couple of weeks or so. Marcus Smart is still at 3,900. You know, like, at least a little fluctuation in the salary would be nice to see, even if it just goes up. It would be nice to see that 2K's at least changing more of these players' salaries instead of them just like picking a couple of players, or at least that's what it feels like them doing every salary update on a Saturday and Tuesday. Who else did I want to touch on here? Anyone else? Luol Deng still 5K, which is frustrating because I got a hollow one. I was excited to use him. Of course, I messed that up. I forgot whenever you compare players and then you exit out, it takes you all the way back to the beginning of your collections tab, which is annoying. But yeah, I got a hollow Luol Deng and I can't even use him in salary cap. Tyson Chandler, I got him and he was 3,000 salary and I was so excited to use him. And then he goes up to 5K. Very, very frustrating. Travis Grant was at 2,000 salary on Saturday. Now he jumps up to 4K. I don't know how that makes any sense. Brandon Jennings up to 4K as well. Trey Murphy, a card that I was considering bringing into my salary cap lineup today because he was at 1,500 salary, is now up to 1,900. Don't know if he's going to be worth bringing into salary cap, unfortunately. Nas Reed, I think, was at 1,500 as well. He's also now up to 1,900, which I'm not too crazy about. I'm just not seeing a lot of players' salaries going down. I don't know why. Herbert Jones still at 1,200. I guess that's nice. Nene, a card that I'm actually considering bringing back into salary cap because I really loved using Nene. And if you guys remember, I think it was back in Season 3, maybe even Season 2. When I got Nene, I was running him off the bench as a 2,000 salary center. So the fact that he's at 1,200 makes him kind of interesting. Although I do think, as of right now, I'm pretty happy running with DeAndre Ayton as my starting center and Alex Sarr as my backup center. We're kind of getting into the weeds here. Last few players I want to show you guys right here. Let's go and find... Well, one of them I already showed you guys. Mario Chalmers is still at 1,200. But then Bub Carrington is at 800. Tumani Kamara is still at 800. Or I guess he just recently dropped down to 800. Scottie Pippen being at 1,200. I'd rather not use him. Josh Giddey's finally up to 1,200. So he went up by 400 in salary. I don't know if there's anyone else I really want to touch on. Reese Shea has had a resurgence. He's been at 1,200 now for about a week or so. And then Austin Rivers, he may be the card I go with at point guard over Reed Shepherd. I know I said I might go with Mario Chalmers, but if I could benefit from having 400 extra salary laying around, I love Austin Rivers, and he is, I think, taller than both Reed Shepherd and Mario Chalmers. I think he's at 6'4", which is not too bad. And I don't think there's anything else I really want to touch on here. Sharif Abdul-Rahim is still at 1,000. I believe he was at 1,000 before. And I believe that's it. I do want to take a look at the Emerald really quick, which I know sounds really silly, just to see. Jarvis Hayes still at 300. Lonzo Ball, I'm seeing a lot of people running that Lonzo Ball card, and he's playing some really, really nice defense out there for my opponents. So if you're someone, you know, like me, oftentimes I end up being at 18,400 and I have an additional 100 salary, remaining. I bring in Lonzo Ball as my 11th man. And then if I need to bring in a more defensive-minded point guard who's a little bit, taller, I'll bring him in, or I'll bring in Keontae George. I like Keontae George as well. But yeah, those are the main salary changes that I wanted to show you guys. Nothing too crazy. Kind of nice that Bilal Coulibaly is still at 1,000 and not 1,200. We'll see what lineups we end up making. I'm not sure if I'm going to stream today, by the way. But if I do, we'll try to play some salary cap on there. I'm just a little apprehensive because I have my old laptop. And this laptop lags quite a bit whenever I do gameplays. Let me quickly make sure that I am recording, which I am. We're already at 19 minutes. So let's get into the packs. I'm pretty sure I tried to emphasize that I wanted to keep this video on the shorter end, and that's clearly not happening. So I do apologize for that. We're going to go ahead and open up this door mini game after we open up a couple of packs. Hold on. I think we have some other packs I want to open up here. Oh, good. Only a couple. We're going to start with this 84 plus gems of the game just to get it out of the way. Always got to start our pack openings with an appetizer pack. Let's see if we can get a useful Sapphire Gems of the Game card. We get Bob McAdoo, who I don't think I'm going to use, but I have John Long, which is nice. So we do get a dynamic duo right there, which could be interesting to use maybe offline, I guess. Definitely not in salary cap. All right, here we go. We got this diamond option pack maybe from Breakout. I honestly don't remember where I got this from. I'm sorry. Let's open it up and see what we get, though. Come on, 2K. Give me something nice. Ooh, we get Doug Christie, which is... Okay, this is the freaking Doug pack. What the hell is this? I don't think Doug Collins is any good. Is he? 3 Hall of Famers. 12 gold badges. He has on-ball menace? How tall is he? 6'6". 91-3. 86 speed. See, but Doug Christie has cooked me before. In, yeah, okay. Holy moly. Immovable and on-ball menace on Hoff. And he's 2,500 salary. How much is Doug Collins? Okay, 5K. Yeah, we're taking Doug Christie. I think Doug West was a card that no one really cared all that much about when he came out in that top of the class set. So that's actually a W. I will take Doug Christie. Thank you, 2K. Very nice. All right. With those packs out of the way, it is time for the Pink Diamond packs. Here we go, man. I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little nervous. Ooh, we get Rajon Rondo. I am not crazy about Rajon Rondo at all. All right. Oh, man. Let me know. Would you guys go right or left? Let me know. I'm very, very curious. All right, here we go. We're going to go left. I'll take Sean Kemp over Rajon Rondo and Tyler Hero. I will gladly take a Sean Kemp card. Let's go, man. Let's go. I will definitely take Sean Kemp. Very nice. All right. Here we go, man. Pink Diamond Premium Option Pack. This is where it gets a little nerve-wracking for me, just because there's so many bad Pink Diamonds. Oh, man. All right, here we go. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Here we go, man. We get Giannis Antetokounmpo, man. Let's go, baby. I will gladly take Giannis. Oh, that is so clutch. Oh, that's amazing. That is. I love that. I love that so much. I love that because I've yet to use Giannis card, and I know that, you know, we're gonna probably get a Dark Matter Giannis card that's going to come out in like a week and a half during the All-Star event. I mean, I'm not gonna take Eddie Jones, as cool as Eddie Jones might be, because I already have a number of shooting guards that I like. And I'll tell you, Gerald Wallace, like, I loved Gerald Wallace last year, but if Gerald Wallace can't run shooting guard, right now I don't want Gerald Wallace, excuse me. I think even though he's a bit of an outdated card, I think I have to take Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like, I don't know when I'm going to be able to get another Giannis card. I will gladly take Giannis. That is, for me, a massive W. I'm so happy. Wow. I mean, it's not a Dr. J, it's not a Victor Wembanyama, but it's Giannis Antetokounmpo, and I'm really happy about that. So, yeah, shout out 2K. I got pretty blessed. I got pretty lucky with these packs today. Yeah, I think that's all I got for you guys. I'm not going to find a way to put Giannis into any of my salary cap lineups. But we'll see what lineup we end up working on. Again, I'm not sure if I'm going to end up streaming or not, because I want to work on editing this video a little bit, seeing if I can make it a little bit shorter. And then we'll see if we can get, if no whatchamacallit, so if no gameplay videos drop, because again, I'm nervous about the lag on this laptop, then hopefully we'll just stream and kind of take it easy and play Breakout, and then we'll play some salary cap offline and figure out our lineups, you know, offline as well. So, really appreciate you guys. Thank you for rocking with me. Once again, I really apologize for the longer salary cap report episode. Gonna try to condense this if I can. I don't really edit my videos, so that's gonna be a lot of fun, but we'll see what we can do. Appreciate you guys. Love you all. And until next time, I'll see you later.